Hello, my name is Alex, and welcome to Journeys Through Time, a process of how I found the process of um, building businesses and the solutions and the learnings I've had along the way. And if this is the first time that you've come across me, please do like and subscribe and uh, discover the journey so far. And if you are returning, welcome back, because this is episode 4. And in episode 3, I was discussing the methods, the various methods that I discovered and courses as to how to uh, deliver the books within various structures. So now that I had what I felt was at least enough to get going, it was time to take action. And I had two kinds of books that I was working on. Firstly was a kind of, well, a story about history. History's important to me. And one of the things I wanted to do was to find someone uh, that could ghost write it for me. And in order to do that, I went out to a couple of freelancing websites. Uh, I wrote a few descriptions. Some weren't very good to start with, but having tested it, and testing is an important part of writing any sort of description, whether it be for freelancing or for anything else. So having received some replies and they weren't really very close to what I was looking for, I rewrote the description a lot more tightly because I was looking for someone who had a specific interest in the subject that I was writing about, which in this first case was Tudor history. And yeah, I found the whole process of going through people's applications a very fascinating process. People come from all walks of life, from different parts of the world. When you look for freelancers, they can literally be based anywhere. And the process rather the strategy that I took was essentially shortlisting. I asked rather a few questions about how they would write the book, approach the writing of the book. And out of that, I chose a ghostwriter, and it began a very interesting relationship because this individual was based in Kenya. Um, and that's a separate story in its own right around why a Kenyan is the best person to write English Tudor history. So that was one book that I eventually got written. And the second one was a memoir. Now, I mentioned in an earlier uh, part my interest in talking about my interest in sport. Uh, and I thought, well, it'd be good to write a memoir about it. And of course, structures of memoirs are interesting because people aren't necessarily interested in the individual. It's really around what you do, the things you've done, the things you've learned. Uh, so maybe someone out there can benefit from what you've done. And my experience in sport, namely tennis, has taken me on a 50 plus year journey. And on that journey, I've met many uh, interesting individuals and ways of running the game. And in that 50-year period, it's been quite a tumultuous set of changes. I've been exposed to both local, national, and international tennis, and I've seen how international events have run from the other side. First as I saw events as spectators, but being able to sit from the other side is incredibly interesting and gives you a great perspective on how sporting events run, the people who run them, and the sporting greats that participate. And from a human perspective, seeing people perform, highly skilled people performing at the top of their sport is very, well, it's very insightful. You realize that they are just as human as you are. So that was, fascinating to write about. So that's another book I've completed. So hopefully you will have understood that, I found that I really enjoyed the process of writing, hiring people. So really next I was thinking, okay, so having written these books, how am I going to market them? Yeah. So that is going to be the subject of the next video. See you next time.